Hello, welcome to Seek Faithfully with Giselle. I am so excited to talk scripture with you today, and we're going to just dive right in. So, before I go ahead and share this with you, I wanted to talk about what it is, how to look up a verse or what it means when you say Proverbs 3:5. So, Proverbs is the name of the book in the Bible. Uh, 3 is the chapter, and 5 is, like, where you would find that verse within the chapter. A verse is about a sentence, maybe 2 or 3 sentences long. So if it's the 5th verse, it would be, like, 5 sentences down, around, depending on how, long the verse can be or how short it is. Um, so again, 3 is the chapter, 5 is the verse. So if I was looking for Proverbs 5:6, it would be Proverbs the book, 5 is the chapter within that book, and then 6 would be the, the verse, like the sentence where I'm gonna find it. All right, so let's dive in. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. I can sit and meditate on that verse for so long. I love this verse, and I struggled with this verse when I first read it. You will oftentimes hear people say, "Ah, just it's okay, trust God, just trust Him." And I had a hard time with that because I'm like, what do you mean trust God? I know, I believe in Him, I pray, I know, but like, how can I trust in something I don't see? And so it got me thinking, and I'm going to try to relate this the best that I can. Um, with life. So when I have a hard time understanding something, I take it back to what I do understand. I understand that I need to be able to trust people. I understand that I have to build relationships in those trusts. And so, what does that look like for me? So, I went back and sat down with this verse and took it to my journal. I love my journal. And I was like, okay, trust. And I wrote the word trust in my journal. And I was like, God, like, I want to trust you. How? What does trusting you look like? And that's when I came up with these notes, this idea. And you're going to hear me talk about I'm going to relate it to a person, and you're going to hear me talk about this person. And as I do, this whole focus all will lead back to God. But in order for me to understand it, I need to be able to know where I can see it in my life. So just bear with me as I talk about this person. It will come around full circle to God because it always does. And you'll see again how I lay it out. So with that, I started playing around with the word trust. And like I said, in the classroom, when students didn't understand something, I would just write the word on the board. So you would see a whiteboard like this. Oh, sorry. I'm going to use my, oh, nope, just kidding. That's what sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I don't know what I just did. There we go. That's what I wanted. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to write the word trust this way. Oh, here we go. We are in business now. All right. So I always just write a word on the board and then I try to find words that I associate with that. So when started thinking of words, I made a list and then I was like, well, really, like, I want better words. And so I started focusing on a who. And I was like, who do I trust? Who is someone that, like, I can trust with my life. Like, I can be like, "Help me, I need this." And my husband came to mind. You will hear me speak about my husband often. I love the man, and I just, um, all things lead back to him. So, yeah, I'm taking my husband for this idea. And so I was like, "Okay, why do I trust my husband?" Well, I trust my husband because he shares the truth with me. My husband will often be truthful if I need advice or if I'm struggling with something and I take it to him. He doesn't tell me what I want to hear or what I um, expect him to say. He tells me what I need to hear. So he is truthful. He's truthful in our marriage. He is truthful with our children. He is truthful with myself and our family. So I know I can trust him because I know I will get the truth from him. So you get T. Then R. When I was thinking of my husband, I was like, what reminds me? Like, why do I trust him? Well, not only did I come up with one, I came up with two. 2 ideas for this, and I wanted to just stick to the one, but I couldn't because, well, let's be honest. If you trust someone, you know they are reliable. If they are reliable, you are able to call them if you need something, text them, message them, ask them to come over, and they're gonna drop anything they're doing to show up for you. So if I'm trusting someone, they are reliable. I can call them and say, "Hey, I am struggling with this. I need your help." And they would show me that help and they would give me truth in that help. So I'm going to say reliable. And if they're reliable, they are you're in relationship. I was gonna write yeah, relationship. And so I thought, wow, that's so true. If, and does that not make sense? If someone is reliable, you're in a relationship with them. You're not just going to be like, I trust you, and it's someone you just met. You need to build that relationship to gain that trust, to be able to come to each other, to be able to share things. And so, as you build these relationships, they will become reliable people. They will become people of truth. Again, being able to trust them. Then we're going to jump down to you. If I trust somebody, going back to my husband, he is very understanding. This means he's not going to judge me right away. He's not going to put me down. He's going to stop and take my perspective into account. He's going to be like, okay, explain why you thought that or why did we do this? And so I need someone who is understanding. So if I'm trusting you, you're telling me the truth, I'm able to rely on you, I'm able to build a relationship with you. And in all of that relationship building and being able to rely on you, you are understanding where I am coming from and I'm understanding you. And that's how trust is built. Which brings us down to S for strength. If I am trusting someone, I need someone to help me when I can't help myself. I can be bold, I can be courageous, and sometimes I can be scared and fearful, and I can listen to the voices in my head. So I need someone to show me strength, hold me up when I can't hold myself up, be able to speak truth and light into me, giving me that strength to go ahead and do the hard thing or push through the anxiety. And so I need him to be my strength. And in this case, my husband will do that for me and show up for me and be my strength. The last thing oops, sorry, I just got distracted for a minute on something. Okay, trustworthiness. So you're trustworthy. So if you are trustworthy, I'm able to, your character tells me I can tell you my deepest, darkest secrets, and you're not going to use them against me. If you're trustworthy, I can tell you something that I've been struggling with, and you're going to help me through it and not hurt me through it. If I can trust you with something, you're going to make sure you show up for me in ways I can't show up for myself. And in return, we're getting two-way street. I'm doing the same for you. So being trustworthy is someone that I can believe in to help me when I can't help myself. And so we come with trust. After I sat with this and I was able to put it into content of my life now, and in this case, I was using my husband as an example, I'm going to turn it to the Lord. When I'm thinking, what is trust? How do I put my trust in the Lord? And then I pray about it and say, Dear God, like, help me. What does it mean to trust you? How can I do this? I get thinking and I'm like, oh, and the light bulb went on. When I put my trust in God, I am taking responsibility for myself. And I'm pushing it out and I'm beginning to seek. And in that seeking, I am seeking for God's truth. How do I find God's truth? The Bible. I'm taking time to make room in my life to read my Bible. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, whatever that looks like for you. I am praying to Him. I am being honest and just saying, "I don't get this, help me. I'm wrestling with you. Why?" Ask the questions. If I can put my trust in the Lord, I am seeking a reliable relationship with Him. I need to be able to drop everything and just say, "Lord, I surrender. This is yours. I don't want this anymore." Maybe it's an anxious thought. Maybe it's fear stepping in. Maybe it's something so exciting. Whatever it is, I need to be able to say, Lord, I need you. And I know that I can rely on Him. And in that, I'm building my relationship with the Lord. I am praying to Him. Which is talking. Prayer is a conversation with God. Pretend like you're picking up the phone and saying, God, I need you. I need help with this. I'm struggling here. Please show me. I need patience with my kids. What does that look like? How can I show up for my friends and my neighbors? You're building that relationship because you're having that conversation and you're constantly seeking for Him and His guidance over you. And then I ask, when I put my trust in the Lord, I am seeking to understand. If I'm seeking to understand, I need to let go of the things I'm holding on to. So instead of being like, oh, church is this way, or I had this church hurt, or I had that, I'm letting it go and being understanding that church is human made. So let me take it back to God and say, okay, God, how can hurt people hurt people? How can I now understand to move past all of that? How can I understand your people? How can I understand my friend? How can I understand my situation I'm in? How can I understand? And if you lead with those questions first, you're going to get an understanding God. He is gracious. He wants to love you and he wants to hold you. And so he's going to understand that you might have not been praying for the last 5, 10 years, but you're trying it now and you're repenting and you want him closer. So he's an understanding God. And so why would he not be a trustful God? When I put my trust in God, I am seeking for his strength. I need God's strength above anyone else's strengths. I think I can hold myself up. I think I can get my to-do list done. I think I can take on this world by myself. Think again. I need God's strength to bite my tongue and say the things I really want to say and be more Christ-like in how I interact with people. I need his strength to push me to do the hard thing, the thing I'm most scared of doing. I need God's strength to move me forward. I need his strength to read and study his word and understand it. So, again, I can trust in the Lord. I am seeking God and his trustworthiness because I need to be able to believe in something I cannot see. I can't see God right now. I can't physically hold him, but I know he's here. He's a trustworthy God. I know he is pouring into me as I'm praying my blessings. And prayer doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get whatever I want, but it allows me to see things in a different perspective. It allows me to see his goodness in every situation, whether it's a trial or a celebration, that trustworthiness of believing in stuff, something I can't physically see or hear right now. And so with that, you're able to trust. You're able to trust in the Lord with all of your heart. You're able to trust in the Lord. Let me actually read the verse. I had it memorized for a minute. You're able to trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not rely on your own understanding, but rely on his understanding that he will get us through it. And if you keep coming back to these videos, you will learn what that looks like. And I am so, so happy to take this journey together to be able to get there. But this gives us a start to trusting, being open to receiving these messages and to be able to hear from him and being able to trust him in our situation, to trust him with our family, to trust him with our home, and to trust him with our finances. Um, and this is how I trust the Lord and how I was able to understand what it is to let him into my heart and to let him take over my life so that I can do his will and not mine. I hope this message served you guys, and I hope that you got to understand and see who our true God is and that these messages will be helpful. Message me if you have a question. I love questions. I am a question asker, so please ask away. If I don't know the answer, I will look it up for you. I will contact my people and I will ask them because I don't do this alone and you shouldn't either. With that, may God bless you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day.